We explore unique education opportunity that will allow high school students to earn an early associate's degree at the same time as their high school diploma. And we meet with members of a local Latino band who are reaching new heights with salsa, merengue, and bachata. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas. Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. The Carver Early College High School program at Bridgeton is an innovative program that will offer pathways to college and career readiness for high school students, and one that is recognized as a game changer. Joining me to discuss this unique opportunity is Dawn Watkins and Dr. Jerome Taylor. Welcome both to Latino Motion.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So what is an early college program?
An early college program is an opportunity for high school students to receive both their high school diploma and an associate's degree while they're in high school by the end of 12th grade.
So the same amount of time that it would take you to get your high school diploma, you will also come out with an associate's degree.
With an associate's degree, and that's due to dual enrollment. So they have the opportunity to receive dual credits for many of the courses that they take, absolutely.
Well, this must be why Dr. Jones, the superintendent at Bridgeton School, called this a game changer. So
Yes,
it's certainly a very unique program. And Dawn, tell me a little bit about why Bridgeton?
Well, for one, I am from Bridgeton, so Bridgeton is my heart. And I wanted to make sure that the students of Bridgeton receive this opportunity. I work with several STEM initiatives, Teen Tech, Tween Tech, and Tech Trek, which offers STEM education and STEM.
And that's very, very critical to make
Absolutely.
sure, particularly on the underserved communities, to have that STEM start.
Absolutely,
particularly.
and their early college initiatives. All the STEM programs that she works with are early college initiatives to actually get students involved in pathways that are career driven, because part of what early college is all about throughout the nation is making sure that our students are not left behind when it comes to career placement. And so her STEM initiatives that she brought to Cumberland County, and she's still working very, very hard to do so, is to make sure that our kids have the opportunity to work in those STEM careers upon graduation. So
I understand you happen to be the founder of this particular early college program. Tell me a little bit about how you went about this.
Well, I'm the founder of the George Washington Carver Education Foundation, which is just an intermediary to help school districts and colleges come together, like Cumberland County College, come together to partner to provide these pathways for students so students can get an associate's degree. But it's a larger program that was started by Bill and Melinda Gates throughout the nation, and we work with a company called Jobs for the Future. And so what they actually do throughout the country, and it's been growing throughout the country, they're making sure that these students are receiving these associate's degrees. But they're not here in New Jersey, and particularly growing here in South Jersey. And so I had the opportunity to work with Jobs for the Future to bring this opportunity for our students here.
So is Bridgeton the only school system right now that offers these programs?
No, we are now working with Cumberland County College to expand this to all of the school districts in Cumberland County.
Wow.
So we're working with every school district in Cumberland County currently.
So how does this work? I mean, obviously to be able to get your high school diploma? You put that time in, you put your time in for an associate's degree. How do you condense the time, so to
Absolutely.
speak? How do you do that?
So if you think about it like this, you're taking an English course. So you take that English course, but you're receiving the high school credit for that English course, and you receive college credit for that same English class. So it's called dual credit. So all the high schools have to do is just to make sure that when they are teaching that course, that the curriculum meets college level. And so that's what my intermediary does. That's what my foundation does.
It's a little higher standard, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So it's almost like taking your honors program
Absolutely.
at a high school level throughout your high school career.
Absolutely. But see, the great thing about early college, we make sure that students who wouldn't generally be in an AP course or an honors course, we make sure that we expand it so that it reaches those students who are struggling in school, but that we help and make sure that we provide support services throughout high school, 9th through 12th grade, so that they also can participate in the program. So it's not just for students who would already be on the pathway towards college. It is now also offering this to students who would not think about necessarily going to college because maybe they couldn't afford it, or maybe they don't have the skills ready currently to achieve in the AP course or an honors course.
So beyond the regular school day, this also expands into the summer as well?
Yes, so we provide, so part of that support servicing, we provide a 3-week summer bridge program. And in that summer bridge, the students will take like the AccuPlacer, and then we will then determine what levels they need and what courses they need and what interventions they need throughout that 3-week process to make sure that they're college ready.
What's the status of Bridgeton school system currently with the program? Are they just starting or getting ready to start?
So we have a pilot program of 50 students, and those 50 students will attend Cumberland County College this coming fall. So those students will take all their classes on campus. So Bridgeton is busing all of these 50 students. They're busing those students to the campus every day.
We talked about the STEM program, which is very, very, very important. Now, the disadvantage for Latinos and blacks and other minorities in terms of getting into STEM careers is very huge. So what's unique about the STEM approach you're taking to help the minorities students succeed?
Well, one of the approaches is, number one, to make sure that each one has the opportunity. So I've worked very closely with the school district to make sure that financially they can participate in it, and make sure that every student, including the ones where English is not their first language, that they're involved as well.
Very good. We want to talk a little bit more about this program. We want to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We'll continue our discussion with Don Watkins and Dr. Jerome Taylor on the innovative programs that is creating great opportunities for an early college degree. And we talked about this unique program that is in Bridgeton. Tell me a little bit about how this is paid for. All right? Certainly, we know that typically you go to high school, free ride, so to speak, right? And then you go to get your associate's degree, there's tuition to be paid and so forth. So how is this paid?
Right. So the model looks different in many school districts, but generally early college works where it's really no cost to the students, and it's at a reduced rate to the school district. So the colleges charge the high schools a reduced rate.
So we can see this solving several problems. One, within the minority community, there's a high dropout rate in the high school. And certainly there's also a high dropout at community colleges. So this is solving all these problems, and it's a win-win, seems to be.
It's definitely a win-win. I mean, the dropout rate nationally still hovers around 78 to 80-something%, whereas with early college, high school graduation rates, it's well above 90%. And so providing these opportunities for our communities will definitely increase and address the dropout rate.
And it certainly sounds like a major win, particularly for the minority community, where we're seeing such a disproportionate rate of graduation and dropout rate. Let's talk about the supportive services. Obviously, there's a lot of things that need to happen. You got the school district, you got the college, and you also got other community groups. Tell me a little bit about that, Dawn.
Okay, so some of the supports that we have in place for the students, we will be having student leadership workshops. We will have Carver core values, which will teach them college preparatory skills, but we also want to engage the community as well. So we've been networking to include some local organizations, and they will be sponsoring some of the students and the programs. They will also be allowing their students to do internships and shadowing programs.
So this is in Bridgeton, and you want to expand it throughout Cumberland County. How about the rest of South Jersey?
Absolutely. Our main goal is to make sure that every student throughout South Jersey have the opportunity to earn college credits while in high school. It is the absolute goal. So yes, it's our initiative to expand it.
Walk me through a little bit. What does a school district, I'm a former school board president. Mm-hmm. If you have a district that's interested in bringing this to their district, what do they need to do?
They just need to go to our website, mycarver.org, and there's a form that they can fill out, and it gets right to me, and I'll set up a meeting, and we will begin developing the pathways.
Now, you did mention that there's a new formula, so that it may not necessarily be that big of a burden on the school district. Is that correct?
Absolutely. It's at a reduced rate. So for every credit, the colleges reduce that credit rate for the students who are in the early college program. So it's at a really reduced rate.
Well, the doctor was right when she said it was a game changer. I wish this program existed when I was in high school.
Yeah, for me as well.
Thank you both for joining us here on Latino
Thank you for
Motion.
having us.
And we're going to be right back with more Latino Motion.
Fue cerca de febrero cuando recibí la noticia que iba a ser papá. Alegre y emocionado, empecé a planificar
Welcome back to Latino Motion. When it comes to Latin music, salsa, merengue, and bachata are the staple of tropical music. Hipnosis is a local group that is taking off and has a very bright future. Joining me is Adrian Ferrer, Felix Santiago, and Charlie Acosta with Hipnosis. Gentlemen, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
So Hipnosis is a local group. You guys have local roots, came together. You've been in existence for about 4 years. Tell me a little bit about your start.
Well, I mean, we all have different backgrounds. The group is basically three main singers. You have Charlie, and we have Chelo, which isn't here today with us. But we were kind of at the end phase of our groups. We were in different groups, and Charlie approached me and said, you know, let's form something together. And when we started, it wasn't as serious as this. It was like, okay, let's just have some fun. So, but it's progressed to the point that now, by the end of the summer, we're going to have our own production that we've worked with all these like big names.
Well,
which is
I
great.
mentioned the three different venues, if you will, salsa, bachata, merengue, and you guys play all three plus a lot more. So how do you manage to do all that?
Well, I mean, I'm one that I don't like to limit myself. I love Latin music, you know, and that's what Hipnosis is about. I mean, it's a fusion of different things. And giving our backgrounds, Charlie doesn't have the same background as me, or Chelo doesn't have the same background. He has another background. He's more romantic, and he has that type of feel. Charlie is more of a street type of singer, very hardcore. And then I'm very orthodox. I do a little bit of everything. So I said, well, let's just combine what I have with what you got and this and that. So there's impossible not to include every genre there is.
So Charlie, tell me a little bit about your style of music. I mean, how are you able to get to perform all three, salsa, merengue, bachata, and even some American tunes as well?
Yes, in the American, Adrian have that, but in salsa, merengue, and bachata, we have three kind of music. Everybody love it. Salsa, everybody love merengue, everybody love bachata.
Well, obviously you do because you perform most of it, right? and I know, Felix, you're the drummer as well. We just played the offset of this, a song, Julian. Want to talk a little bit about that because that has some special meaning to you as well.
Yeah, the song Julian was born, you know, one morning at 4 o'clock in the morning when I presented to him. It was just little pieces of it, and he was the mastermind. They got it all together. It was a tragedy, you know, personal that happened to me, to my wife, Clarissa, at the time. I didn't know what it was. We had to learn everything. So it's like a chromosome disease on the number 18. You know, that's why it's called Trisomy 18.
You lost your son
Yes.
as a result, and obviously this led to
Decided
the
to write
song.
the song, yeah.
You wrote the song, and you made
He made it
the
happen,
connection. Tell me a little bit how you made that happen.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're very commercial. So when Bucci gave me that call at 4 in the morning, I didn't know how to take it because I was crossing into a spiritual realm with this. You know, it was the loss of the life of a child, and how do I direct that? So he had a couple words I elaborated on, and started to do an arrangement. And from there, I collaborated out in Florida at Paris Recording Studios. At the time, Mark Anthony's bass player was doing some collaborations out there. So I spoke to the owner of the Paris Recording Studios, Eric, and I says, look, you know, I wrote this song. I would love to collaborate with Urban. So he was like, look, he's a nice guy. Just write to him. And he was actually there at the studio at the day that I called and was able to talk to him.
You made it happen.
And the song became...
I know you have a production in the works. Tell me a little bit about that production.
Well, the production has 3 different genres. It has the bachata, it has the salsa, and it has the merengue. We've collaborated with great musicians. Matt Cappy, which is he's also working on his own production, and he's done stuff for Michael Jackson, Alicia Keys. His credits are huge. Jay-Z. And BET, you know, it just goes on and on.
So you got big dreams ahead of you, a lot of things on the works.
It didn't start like big dreams in the beginning. It started as something, okay, let's have fun. But you know what? It snowballed into having the confidence that we have now. And we're like, you know what? I just met this star, and I just spoke to Mark Anthony's bass player. And their advice, and it's like, look, we're just real people.
You're available to perform locally. I know that I heard you perform in Egg Harbor City, and you're also going to be performing over in the Tropicana as well.
Yeah, I mean, I also freelance, me personally, so I work with several groups. So I'm working out of 4 different groups, so this weekend.
Well, gentlemen, this is great information. Proud to have a local group in the urge of taking off. We're going to end this segment thanking you and also listening to some of your music. So thank you, gentlemen, for being on the show, and let's listen in.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Bailan los latinos moviendo la cintura. No bailan los latinos moviendo la cintura. ¡Dame mambo! Te dije que venía dándote la dosis.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.